All this as the NRA continues to face heavy criticism from the mainstream media and those who want new gun laws, including media outlets that regularly get basic gun facts wrong. Dan Bongino is an NRA TV contributor, joins us live to talk about that. Dan, great to see you tonight.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's talk first about a couple of things we heard from the president in his meeting today. I want to play this soundbite where he was talking about this issue of due process and taking away guns. Here's what he had to say.
It takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything. To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
I want to get your reaction to that, Dan.
Well, that's not what due process is. I'm a big supporter of the president. I think his heart's in the right place. But due process is not taking the firearms first and then going to court second. Now, having said that, Shannon, if it's a clear case, when I was a New York City cop, we had an emotionally disturbed person rule, the Baker Act they have in Florida, where if you're a danger to self or others, that's different. You can remove the weapons, but due process to permanently remove someone's constitutional right, listen, that's a big deal. Due process is going to court first, and I think we have to be clear on that. We still live in a constitutional republic.
Yeah, and it's tough because when we're talking about this issue of mental illness, to have that adjudicated at any level is a very tricky situation. But again, I don't think anything that the president would propose, skipping the step of due process is going to have much luck on Capitol Hill. There may be some who would support something that's a little bit more aggressive, but at the same time, I can't imagine it getting enough votes in the House or the Senate to move forward if it's as plain as that. All right. Also, we have the media talking about guns, how they work, how you use them, what they are, a lot. I want to play a little bit of a couple of things that we got from CNN and let you talk about the information they're spreading.
Now, those are single shots. If I wanted to fire this on full semi-automatic, all I do is keep firing.
For a woman, where are you going to hide that gun during the day? If you wear a dress, if you wear a skirt, are you going to have to wear a jacket every day with a belt and a holster the way a detective, on duty would do?
As a woman, I can say there are ways. But for a lot of folks out there, they look at these commentaries, and we could start on the holster situation, the wardrobe situation, and then go back to the gun situation. I mean, do you think that these people don't understand what they're talking about? Is it accidental or intentional misinformation?
You know, Shannon, those two clips you played are epidemic in the media today. And now you see why a lot of law-abiding Americans who just want to be left alone, they did nothing wrong with their firearms at all. They just want to be left alone. Why they see this as more, this is important, more than just a war on firearms. This is a war on their culture in general. And clips like this don't help. What the heck is a full semi-automatic, as that guy said in the clip? What is that? A full semi-automatic? I've never seen such a thing. Semi-automatic, meaning trigger pull, one round. Automatic, trigger pull, rounds keep going till you stop
empty
pulling
it.
That's it, till you empty the firearm, till the magazine's empty, or till you stop depressing it. I mean, they don't know what they're talking about. And then, we had in the second clip, and I know that guy, I like him, he's got a great history of service with the FBI, but where do women hide their guns? I don't know. Have you asked one? I have. I know exactly a number of places they hide weapons and holster them. Guys have the same issue down here in Florida when you don't have heavy jackets on. I mean, it was really just a sad thing to say, and it points to the fact that, again, just summing this up, this is more than just about guns. Americans see it as a war on their culture and elitists in D.C. trying to tell them how to live.
Yeah, I want to read a couple of tweets that come from Lois Beckett, who is a gun beat reporter for The Guardian. She's not conservative, but she understands, at least she doesn't appear to be, she understands where people are coming from. A couple of tweets from her. She says, if you're a gun owner and you're seeing blatant errors and exaggeration and a tone of hysteria in the media about a consumer product that you own, about something that is in your house, why should you trust journalists reporting on other issues you might not know firsthand? She says big news outlets often make basic technical mistakes in talking about guns and gun laws, and yet they don't correct them. They keep making the same mistakes, and that tells gun owners that they don't care about accuracy, that they're not interested in getting it right. Is that fair?
You know, Shannon, we've been through a year of, fake news on other networks where they've literally overrode their own stories. Journalists have had a problem doing journalism. Journalists doing gun stories is almost comical. We had the famous USA Today chainsaw bayonet thing. I swear to you, I thought that was a joke when I first saw it. The USA Today said, these are accessories on AR-15s, chainsaw bayonet. What are you, trimming your hedges on the weekend with your AR-15? It was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. But again, it shows this cultural divide. I think that reporter's absolutely right. If you're going to speak about guns, then try to learn something about them first, and don't say dumb things like full semi-automatic and talk about chainsaw bayonets. It's ridiculous. It makes you look absurd.
Yeah, and these are very emotional, tough conversations right now to have, but it's about the facts. So if you're going to talk about this so that we can have a good debate back and forth, both sides can understand and talk to each other, it's important that we have factual information. Dan Bongino, good to see you.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks,
Dan.
for having me.
All right.